What's going on, everybody? A weekly update. And as you can see, within a week, a lot of things have changed. You see in my carrots, the carrots got new leaves. And in the clusters of carrots that I got, I need to thin them out so they can actually have some more room to grow. So later on this week, I'm going to be thinning out my carrots. Also, in this video, I'm doing a harvest of my radish, because as you can see, my radish needs to be harvested. They're nice and plump and ready to be harvested. So I'm going to add that into it. My spinach is doing very well. I think sometime in May I'll be taking some of the leaves, so the smaller leaves will grow. My dill is doing good. Hopefully they'll get bigger and won't have too many problems. I think the last time I grew dill, I didn't have too much problems with pests, so these will probably do pretty good. My beets are still hanging in there. I guess pretty soon I'll be seeing a beetroot sometime in May. And I'm hoping for that. I may have to call it quits on my onions because there's more flower buds on some of the onions, and I don't think they're going to go any further than that. They bolted too much because they were planted late, so I'm going to have to call it quits for this year for the onions. Swiss chard is doing very well. I decided not to thin them out because I don't know if I'm going to ruin my whole crop of Swiss chard, so I just let them grow together. My one and only collard green is still hanging in there. There's some new leaves coming, but as much as it's been ravaged by the worms, I don't know if they'll do any better than this. And my tomatoes are doing very well. Look like they're taken into the raised bed soil that I put in them, and hopefully they will do well throughout the growing season. So let's go out to that garden plot. Okay, I did some work in the plot over the past week, and as you can see, I got my peppers and my tomatoes planted. And I only did half of the plot because the other half of the plot I'm not going to put any black plastic mulching on, because it's a little bit more work than I thought it would be. And it got to the point where I ended up straining my back, so I'm walking a bit slowly for now. But I'm hoping that my tomatoes and peppers will do pretty good. So there's a bit of a close-up of what I've done. I got about 10 plants in this particular part of the bed that I created. And that's the peppers. And over here I got 4 tomatoes. And I'll be building cages for these once my back gets back to normal. So I'm hoping for a good harvest out of these. Family member came over and checked the kale, and they saw a good amount of worms up there, so they got their insect repellent and decided to dust the kale leaves so they can kill off the worms that's in here. So hopefully it'll actually work. And last but not least, my turnips are still doing pretty good. I haven't checked to see if there's a turnip root yet, but I'm pretty sure there is one under there. So later on, probably sometime in May, I'll probably check and see if there is a turnip root under there. So let's go ahead and harvest those radishes. Okay, it's been 38 days since my radishes have been in this tub and growing. So I'm pretty sure it's way past time for them to be harvested. So let me go ahead and get started. Here's one of them, and it's nice and big. I mean, that's a nice radish right there. There's another one. And some of them are pretty small, like this one. I think it's because of the fact that they were still kind of grown close together, but not too much. Here's another one, another small one. They're pretty good still. Still pretty good. It's another radish. Pretty good one. And the variety of these radishes are Cherry Giant. I think they're Cherry Giant, and may have to check again, but I'm pretty sure they're Cherry Giant. And it don't take long for these radishes to grow. I guess a different variety tends to take a little bit longer, and this one's split under the bottom. I might be able to work with that. Trying to get them all before I run out of space on my SD card. But there is a bit in here that I need to try to get here. And these are some really nice radishes coming up. I might be able to go ahead and pickle these and have them for a certain dish later on in the year. I probably might pickle them just like I do with cucumbers. I don't know if that will suffice or work, but I'll give it a try. And that's pretty much it for the radish and for my garden update. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you have questions, comments, leave them in the comment section. That is it for now. Happy gardening.